Hey there everyone, and welcome back to Casually Quilt. So today we're going to go over some more spotlight pens. Yay! So I've chosen some of my big ones to do today. So we're going to start with the two. So we'll start with this one. Both of these pens are my Sailors. So the first one is my Sailor Compass. So these are one of Sailor's cheaper lines. I love the color of these. I was so excited when I first got this one. I picked it up for $30. I love the yellow, the translucents. One of the funnest things about this pen, I love the clear feed. I love the yellow converter. I love that it all matches. I seriously love this pen. I'd love to have 10 more. The problem is, as Sailor's cheaper pen, and you can see it's got the little anchor, there's staple anchor on the nib there. This pen doesn't work very well for me. Every time I have filled it up, I have used three or four different brands of ink in here. I've tried super wet ones even, but every ink I have tried in here writes a tiny bit and then completely stops after a couple words. My ink vent calendar, purple ink vent calendar, Diamine Chacondra, I don't think I say that right, but that one did okay. I was able to at least kind of use it, but I don't know what to try for this pen. I want to use it. I keep coming back to it, but it just doesn't write. It's a medium fine nib, and I just can't write with it. It depresses me because I love everything about this pen. It's so bright. It's so fun. It makes me really sad. But it is my first Sailor. It's also probably my first, pen fail. I would love to be able to use this. I have not been able to figure out what's wrong with it. As far as I can tell, everything seems on, but I don't really know what I'm looking for well enough to actually check the nib. Everything seems even. Everything seems fine. I don't really know, but that's my sad story with my little compass. And you can pick these guys up on sale, usually $30 at Gulu Pens, almost all the time. And I know they have a couple of sets that have like notebooks with them. They've got an olive color, a darker green, there's the yellow, I think there's a red, I think maybe an orange, a pink. I mean, there's quite a few colors of blue. One of the other things that does kind of annoy me with this pen is, I'm OCD, so I like having the nib up with the top. I have to put it in upside down to get it to face the right way, but that's just a me thing. That's not a big deal. But they're so cute. I love them. I wish it worked for me, because I just love it. But I can't ever use it. So that is my first Sailor. The second one I got on sale. This is the Grass. So it's got like a 4-leaf clover. There we go, on the finial there. And this guy came in a set, so he did come with some ink, a bottle of ink. This is a Pro Gear Slim, so it is a 14 karat gold nib instead of the standard stainless steel. This is also a medium fine, which, because it's a Japanese nib, is much more like an extra fine that's made in the US and some other places. It comes with a proprietary converter, so it will only take Sailor cartridges and converters. Obviously, this is a really nice pen. I will say, even for somebody who really loves to write with extra fine, this is almost too extra fine for me. It is very sharp, very light. I can write super small with this, which is great. That's what I love to do. But it is definitely a little bit on the scratchy side. So if you don't like that, that's probably not one for you. As you can see, they are pretty small, even for my hand. Like, it works fine for me, but I could definitely see how for some people you would need to go up to the pro gear in terms of the size of the pen. But with the cap on, it adds quite a bit. It's not super heavy. This is one of the few I kind of do tend to write posted, because if I'm going to use this pen, I'm probably going to be using it for long sessions, so I get good use out of it. I don't use this one too often just because it is my only gold nib. They do write like butter. Like, this one definitely I do not have any hard starts or anything with. I got this on a killer sale. I got it for like $170 for the set, because they were trying to clear it out for the next ones coming in. There's not much to say about this pen. If you know anything about Sailor, you know that it's gonna be a quality pen. In terms of their really nice ones, the compass is a sad exception. I would like to try their other cheap line, the Tuzu, and see how I like that one in comparison. I just don't love the way those ones look, so I haven't bit the bullet on one yet. But this one, I mean, yeah, this is not a pen I'm probably ever going to try a shimmer in or anything like that, just because I don't want to risk clogging up the feed, and I want to make sure this gets its life out of it. But I love the lime green. The body is a little bit of a translucent kind of blue-green. It's hard to really say what that color is because the gold inside and the fact that it is translucent and it's picking up some of this green, but it's sort of a blue. It's a really nice pen, as it should be. So the ink that I got is this Sailor Manyo Hinoki. I don't have the bottle easily accessible right now, but there's the ink swatch. It's kind of almost a gray color, and then it's got notes of like purple and green in it. It's not my favorite. Like, I don't think those colors match that well. I was kind of surprised that that was the color that came with this pen, but it's not a bad color. I use it pretty regularly. Just because it's a full bottle, it's easy to grab, it's got some fun shading qualities. I like the Sailor Manyo inks as a whole. That's the only bottle I have, but I have several, like 3 or 4 different samples of the Manyos. But so those are my 2 Sailors. They've got these nice clips. I don't use the clips, so you'll have to forgive me if I forget to talk about them. But they're both very bright, very vibrant, very me pens. I just wish I could use this one, but I do love this one. I'm just a little skittish to use it because I don't want it to get damaged. But with that, we will move on to the next one. So this is my Narwhal Original Plus. As you can see, it's all purple. Yeah, I really like this pen. I don't use it as much as I would like, and I will say that clip does not move much. That takes a lot of effort. But I love my Narwhal. I don't use it as much as I would like just because I switch it with so many others. So this guy feels a little bit differently. You'll actually pull this back after you loosen it, and then when you put it in the ink, you'll push it down and it will pull the ink. I don't know if you heard that little snap there, but with that, it will pull the ink back in. So this one feels a little differently, and then when you're not using it, you can tighten that down and close it off. That will actually close the ink flow up in here as well. So you'll have to make sure when you're using it that stays open. At least in my experience it did. So I don't know if it's actually supposed to do that. But with mine, it locked it up really tight like my Opuses does. Or do. My Opuses do. So I had to open it to use it. But that is nice because it keeps the ink from burping out if you're traveling or anything. And as you can see, the nib is also plated purple. Yep, that's the whole reason I got this one. I love the almost smoky quality that they do with the purple through this clear pen. I really like Narwhals. I need to get one with the circle on it. It makes me think of like the Nautilus or submarines, the portholes. They're just really neat pens. This is the only one I currently own because they are on the pricier side. Again, I think this guy cost me about $65, I believe. So he wasn't terrible, but it's pricey enough that's not a pen I'm going to pick up on a regular basis. And then here's the cap again. These guys hold their ink pretty well, but when I use it a lot, so it never sits for very long. I should probably do a video one of these days for you guys showing how they fill and how much it fills. You can kind of see there's a line in there. That's where you'll get the snap down that pulls the ink up. You can, I believe, do it again. So like if you only get a little bit of ink in there, you can pull it kind of up to the ink and then dip it again to get more. And that'll give you a full fill. These guys, like the Twisbees I did last time, these guys can hold a ton of ink. I don't really have a whole lot to say about Narwhal other than they have changed the spelling and they've changed the logos a little bit. So let's see if this one, so this one still says Narwhal, but the new way you spell it, the more, I believe it's traditional to where they're made is how they spell it, and it's spelled kind of like Nahavler, something like that. So I don't know if you can see him. My nib needs a little bit of cleaning there. There is a cute little Narwhal on the nib. I don't know if we're going to be able to see him with my light. Oh, there he is. So there is a cute little Narwhal on their nibs. And this guy is just a fine. I don't really have a lot to say about this pen. I use it all the time. It fits my hand really nicely. Well, I don't use it all the time. When I do use it, it fits my hand super nicely. This is another one you probably don't want to post because it spins back here and you're just going to catch it. But it fits really nice in my hand. It's a little bit heavier than some of the other ones I use. You've got a decent sized grip section here before you hit those threads. These guys also, I don't believe, come apart right here. No, they don't. Just give it some light twisting. I have never had to do a deep clean on this one. I've only used standard inks in it. So I don't know how well it would do with the shimmers. I honestly don't know if this is one I would try with the shimmer, just because I do, again, like my Sailor, I like to use this one for long sessions. And as much as I love shimmer inks, having to stop and go like this or worry about it clogging can get a little tedious when I'm doing a ton of my writing. But that is my Narwhal. These have some of the coolest colors of pens. They do some really wicked stuff. And they all can be a little bit different because the way the resin pours, and oh, I just really love these pens. Really need to get a couple more. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about these ones. I mean, they're a nice pen. They've got a bit of heft, a bit of length. I could see most people really liking their pens as a whole. This is the Original Plus, which is one of the cheaper lines. They do several others. You can tell it's quite a bit bigger than both of my Sailors. Even posted, I think it's bigger than my Pro Gear Slim. Oh, barely shorter. So these guys you are not going to use a cartridge for because it is a filler like that. But yeah, so that is my pen spotlight for this one. So I can't currently show an ink sample because I don't have any ink in these guys, but if when I'm doing my pen spotlight you would like me to do that, I can start at least having something to dip them in when I do this. The Narwhal is a much bolder writer than both of my Sailors, being a fine and being the type of nib it is. Oh, this guy has that secondary seal in the cap that helps keep them from drying out as well. I don't think I had noticed that until just then. When I'm screwing the cap in, you can see a line right there that catches just behind the nib and feed, right here. So that will help keep it from drying out. It's part of why they last for so long with so much ink. Oh, I love these 3 pens. The colors are so me. They're such a happy combination. I just wish I could get this working. So if anybody has any suggestions that might work for these guys, please let me know down in the comments because I would love to get my compass writable. Alright, so I think that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to please like and subscribe to the channel. We've got some new pens and stuff coming in, so there should be some fun videos coming down the line. I am debating doing a writing series. So what I'm thinking for that one, because I like to use my pens to write stories with, I'm thinking about doing a story specific to the channel and releasing it as chapters, maybe showing, I'll probably read it while I do it, and I might be showing some of the time I spend actually writing on it. If that's something you guys would be interested in, please let me know down in the comments. If I get a bit of interest in it, I will really think harder about doing that. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I would want to record that. So I've got a couple ideas for stories that I could do for it, and it would be a chapter release. I don't know how often at this point, if it would be weekly, every couple of weeks. It might just depend on my schedule. But yeah, if that's something you guys would be fascinated in, let me know. And I will see what we can do going forward. Have a good one. Until next time. Bye.